Friends, we are back in Canada. I am dressed to kill in classic Canadian fashion, and we are visiting the display garden that we created here at Bloomin' with Miss Madison House. So we kind of wanted to do a fall edit. This is such a crucial time in any garden because really we're doing a couple of things. We are assessing the season, how our garden has performed, maybe some holes or some adjustments that we want to create, and then obviously, I always like to say, when in doubt, add more bulbs.
Yes.
So we're doing bulbs today as well. Maddie's gonna send us a bunch of photos to kind of showcase how the garden has aged. One thing I do when I'm designing a garden is I establish a client brief. And one of the aspects of your brief was you wanted to use this garden to create content, garden education, maybe cute photos. Okay, so talk to me through did we achieve our goal, and how did you actually use this space? Was there anything that surprised you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we use this space all summer and early into the fall, and we're still using it clearly today. But we loved having it for photography, for reels. We did our big annual photo shoot here, and we bring in models and photographers and hair and makeup, and it's a big deal. And we chose this space as one of our backdrops because it had such a homey feel. It felt like somebody's backyard, someone who loves their backyard and wanted to spend time in their space. So we really wanted to capture all of that you created for us.
Okay, this is so good. You know what else I noticed? When I was creating this garden and I was going through the design, and we did design this within 24 hours.
We did.
Design and install.
And it was torrential downpouring.
It was a mess. I will insert photos of said mess of these same overalls during this installation. Less muddy.
Less muddy. You did great.
Thank you. But I wanted to set up little vignettes, which I think people also maybe they don't even think of when they're landscaping their own home. But this bench moment, that was a vignette. Coming up the walkway behind us, I felt like I wanted this grassy little yummy moment. And it's so funny. Your photographer literally eyeballed all of those vignettes and brought them to life. What did you think of that?
That was so fun to see it from someone else's perspective, because we live it, we're here day in, day out. And then to have someone come in who hasn't experienced the garden, hasn't experienced this particular garden, to pick those moments out.
Cool.
And to play with them and to see them through someone else's lens, but still capturing that feeling that this garden is giving us.
It's so good. It's so good. So let's kind of walk through the garden and do an overall assessment. This is our fall edit. So what has worked? What has not worked? Or maybe is a struggle point? Were there any colors that you felt really popped on film, on camera, all of that? So walk me through it. Did you have a favorite moment in your garden this year?
So my absolute favorite moment that we played with a lot was at the entrance over here. We had our purples.
So this was one of your favorite moments. For those of you out here, this is our beloved Buddleia birthday cake.
Yes. I loved having all of this purple in the garden. We had our Buddleia over here, we had our Delphinium laser beam over here, and then we had this really dark sedum that did lean more red, but still felt in that purple family. And then coming up to our grasses that were pulling all of that purple, that was an unexpected surprise. I will admit, I'm not a purple girl.
Okay.
I love my pinks, but when we were playing with this in photography and filming, it was like, oh, that looks really, really good.
The undertones pulled beautifully through because this purple, it does have a bit of a raspberry undertone. Yeah. So I knew that it would pull into the grass and be kind of that unexpected bridge over to laser beam, which is still blooming.
It's still blooming.
It's mid-November. We still have blooms on laser beam. We still have blooms on the Buddleia. We still have blooms on the Echinacea. You guys have developed a grouping of plants that they're taking the distance. These are marathon runners. Yes. Yeah, which I think is incredible. And so if you've enjoyed this purple, did you feel like you liked this in isolation, or you want to pull more of that through?
I would love to pull more of this through. It looked so good on camera. Yeah. So pulling this through and tying it in with our pinks over here and the chartreuse, we have more of these up at the front. It plays so well together, and I'd love to keep this story going.
Keep this party rolling. Okay, so one kind of edit note is let's figure out a way to pull more purples through. Okay, excellent. Was there anything in the garden that you were like, gosh, I really struggled to frame this on camera. This felt like it was lacking a little something. Were there any areas like that we should look at?
I will say there was a bit of, and it's just because I haven't filled in space-wise, but the roses at the front, just because they haven't got to their mature size, there was a bit of we saw too much soil. We need to see more.
Too much space.
We
Okay.
need more flowers.
No, this is really good. And I feel like this is also something people at home struggle with a lot is you want that immediate satisfaction. And there's a couple ways that we can do that because we don't want to overcrowd our plants. We don't want to fist fight for nutrients. So maybe we're going to bring in annuals. Maybe we're going to bring in bulbs in that region. We're going to fill some soil space until those roses come to their final size. And possibly we bring in a little bit more visual interest with some perennials as well. So let's take a look at that too. So this is another one of those highlight points during a fall edit of, you know, repeating certain little combinations, repeating little highlighted moments. This watermelon, has it performed like this all season?
It has. It just keeps going and going. You can see all of the spent buds that are still here, and these have been cleaned up multiple times. So this isn't just one round of buds. This is multiple, and it's been stunning. This pink with that purple, it's just such a combination that you just want to eat it. It looks so good.
It's so good. And the other thing I was just thinking about is removing these hydrangea will make way for our cougar cub with that chartreuse to further marry down into the thunderbolt here. I just feel like we're streamlining, we're editing what we're gonna see for the garden for next year. Because literally the 2026 garden, it starts right now.
It does.
It does not start January 1, contrary to popular belief.
And I do think it is worth noting that this cougar cub, it's gonna get quite a bit taller. It's gonna add this nice framing at the back of our bench. So we're looking at something that's gonna get about yay big. So it's gonna pull forward. I know you can't see it too much right now, but give it a couple of years and they'll be talking to each other.
It's like, this is the beauty of a garden. It's never set it and forget it. It's just a constant evolution. So excited. Okay, let's hop over to the rose pathway behind us because I want to give a little attention there. In terms of this area here, I did want one really clean, simple moment for you guys because sometimes we have such a riot of color, even though it's a very cohesive palette. Sometimes it's nice to have a band for the eye to rest. However, sometimes you're like, nope, we're gonna push it even a little bit further. So let's talk turkey. There were things that you loved here. Let's talk about our sedums for a second. When did you find that this was like your peak moment of glory?
So this was our kind of mid-late fall. It turned this gorgeous raspberry red that was playing so nicely with the echinacea and then highlighting from the thunderbolt. And at that point, the roses had been all spent, so it was just the foliage. So that was a really fun moment that I would love to play with more.
Okay, so let's have one kind of project be pulling this a little further to the right. I think that because this is such a vibrant pink.
Yeah.
It's so fabulous. And then in through here, we still have a couple of rosebuds popping through. We have some pretty good little rose hips, maybe not as much as our cinnamon hearts.
Yes.
Those rose hips were like phenomenal. So maybe we have room to skirt a few little things throughout. I'm definitely thinking big bulb moment here.
Absolutely. I would love that. This was so fun when it was in bloom. And it was nice when we were filming from the front because there was no distractions. It was just this nice clean palette.
Yes.
And then we had all the fun on each side, which was super fun to play with. But it did feel a little bit naked, I will say.
Felt a little naked. Okay. My thought is I want to weave some bulbs in through here that would be really fun. Part of me is actually thinking we do a couple clusters of allium on either side to further frame in this little vista. I also want to see us do some sweet daffodils coming all the way down this pathway because I think there's something so charming about walking down a little daffodil lane. It's just, it's killing me. And then in terms of other little nuances, little things that we can add in, I want to see if maybe, gosh, I'm almost thinking like, do you have anything, what could we put in here that's going to be coming on? You know what I wonder if it is? I wonder if it's just a simple Heuchera moment. This might be a really good job for spice curls because it has that pink underneath that might pull in more of that echinacea tone. Yeah. And actually, that would look so killer with the sedum.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm liking the fact that we might bring in a little bit more spice curls in here. That's going to be awesome.
That's going to be really fun. I feel like that dimension is just going to play so well on camera.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so we have, I think our priorities for today are bulbs. And then if we have enough time, let's see if we can throw in some enhancements.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So here's the plan of action. I have given Madison a little bit of homework. She's gonna pop in the 3 new budlias that we're gonna put on the other side of the bench. But for the time being, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna take these 3 raspberry puff pastries. I'm gonna pull them up and I'm actually gonna put them over to my left on the far side of my adorable red fox grass. After that, we are going to actually pop in some Heuchera. That's gonna further enhance the pathway and give more of that ground cover feel that Maddie was really hoping to achieve.
There goes her shoulder. Just gonna rip out her shoulder with that thing.
That's what they say online. Friends, if you're wondering if this thing is fun to use, Maddie actually has FOMO. Are you ready?
No, but I'm really excited.
No, it's like super fun. It's super easy. What you're gonna notice is actually a lot of the weight is from the drill.
Okay.
And the drill bit, like the auger bit, does have quite a bit of heft to it too. And then what you're gonna notice is this is really clay soil. It holds a lot of moisture. And so as you go down, what you wanna do is you just want your legs spread apart so you have a nice center of gravity. You're gonna hang on with both hands and then just a gentle squeeze and you can really control how this thing responds to you. But you're all ready to go. Ah! This is gonna be so fun. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna move your can for you.
You're gonna tell me where to dig.
I'm gonna be your assistant today.
Oh, this is fun.
This is so fun. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to take my can and make a little circle on the ground right there. So position it in the middle. Awesome. Okay.
Ready.
Are you ready?
I'm
Just
so ready.
squeeze the trigger just a little bit.
Maybe if I can.
Okay.
Yes! Do I just keep going forever?
A little bit more. Ah! Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Are you stuck?
No. Maybe?
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay, now I want you to lift it up. Okay, and then do you see, don't press the
I won't press it.
trigger.
I'm gonna move my finger.
This is a bunch of just kind of like nice compact clay in here. So then what I like to do is I like to move my auger over a little bit and then give her a spin. Okay, are you ready for more?
That's amazing.
It's so good. You guys, I love a power tool. It's not even funny. I think you should do more.
Okay.
Yeah, do it. Okay, are you ready? Welcome to the landscaping world, girl. Okay, so you're gonna go right here. I'm gonna just set you up and you're gonna let her buck. Nice wide stance, so you're gonna get your pants in it. Good.
About there?
Perfect. Okay, now you can dig out. Perfect. Yes!
This thing is fantastic. I am not a landscaper, and this just made the entire job so easy.
Oh my God, it's so fun. I love it. Do you love a power tool or are power tools new to you?
Power tools are new to me.
Okay.
It's not something I use in my day-to-day.
But it makes you feel like, literally, it makes you feel like you can do all of this so easily.
So fast.
Oh my gosh. And your soil, it does hold a lot of moisture because it's a lot of clay in here.
Yes.
But also it's really nutrient rich, so it's pretty fun digging. So yeah. Yay! Let's throw in some Heuchera.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do this last one at an angle for Miss Maddie. Wow, look at you being adventurous, Maddie. So fun. So the drill bit that we had on is perfect for 1 gallon. I have also been able to sneak it into a 2 gallon by giving just a little bit more zhuzh to the rotation. Now we're gonna switch to my pretty pink bit, which is one of my favorites. It's the one I use a ton in the garden. And that one is perfect for an allium size. If you get a smaller bit, if you're trying to plant like a jumbo allium or a jumbo narcissus, it's not gonna be sufficient. So you really want like the nice 3-inch auger because it does like a primo job.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So we have the sedum transplanted. I added the Heuchera with my new power tool assistant. And one thing that I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna set them up for a gorgeous spring display. So these are 2 types of bulbs that I rely on for in-landscape purposes. Because we have deer in this area and because I am used to wildlife eating bulbs, I've chosen alliums and daffodils for the Bloomin' Easy garden. So first and foremost, I grabbed a little mixed bag here. This is Gladiator and Mount Everest, two of my absolute favorites. We also have Purple Sensation that are going to be added in. What I love about this is we've got three very different colors, forms, and heights, which really produces a gorgeous, whimsical display. It's going to be like little balloons floating through the garden. Now next, I wanted to have kind of like a pathway treatment. I wanted like a little magical walkway. So what I've done is I've done kind of a classic Kate move where I marry forms and colors. So for my big kind of moment, my overall statement, I chose a very classic, brilliant yellow daff. This one is King Alfred, and it's just a great one. She's tall, stately, bright yellow, super great punch of color. Next, to bring in a little bit of a softer tone, I wanted to grab this next variety. It's called Eaton. And what's fun is the outer petals get a very almost dreamy-like coloration to them. It's a lighter yellow, it's a bit softer, but we get the intensity of the yellow at the actual cup of this daffodil. This one is actually smaller in stature. It is also smaller in bloom size. And so what happens when we put these two together is we're building a lot of visual interest and a lot of contrast in the garden. And so our spring display immediately is not only gorgeous, but really interesting to take in with the eyes. So two kind of like hot, quick tips that I like to put down is, first and foremost, I love to plant a bulb within my perennials because as that foliage is dying back, the perennials are coming on and it kind of just like disguises a bit of the ugly bits of growing bulbs. The next thing, I lay out my bulbs one variety at a time because I want to make sure that I'm evenly spacing them throughout the landscape for max impact. I do have to say, every time Maddie and I are in the garden together, we just create an unholy mess.
Oh, such a mess.
But also this is literally how memories are made. We will never forget any of these planting adventures.
Never.
So we just threw down about 100 bulbs in what, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, not bad.
And it would have been faster if Kate did it on her own, but I'm the newbie
Stop
here.
it. Stop it.
It took an extra long, extra few minutes.
Maddie's internship is going very well. Very well.
You just wait.
All right, Maddie, last adventure of the day.
Okay.
We've saved the biggest bulbs for last.
Look at the size of these
I
things.
know, they're huge, right? Okay, so I have a little collection here of the Gladiator and Mount Everest, two of my favorites. And then what we did is we grabbed bulk of the Purple Sensation because I feel like the Purple Sensation are a little bit less expensive, so we can use more of them for impact.
Perfect.
And then we pepper in our, I like to call these my high value targets. Okay, I think what we want to do with our alliums is I had a couple thoughts and I would love your feedback.
Yeah.
Okay, we can place some kind of down at the tip of our little entrance area. We can have them coming up through all of the echinacea.
Okay.
And then I would do the same over here, so we have some nice balance. The other thing I thought we could do is we could also put a couple of them back in here.
Ooh.
So we could have them floating behind the bench a little bit.
I love that.
Do you love that?
Yeah. Can we do both?
I think we can.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, excellent. And so when you're doing this, one thing to always note is what's the height of the bulbs and what are you planting them with? And then also, are you cutting your grasses down to a nubbin? What I love about planting bulbs with grasses is it really helps hide unsightly foliage because allium foliage always starts to yellow before it actually blooms. So in the spring, I get like dozens of inquiries. They're like, what's wrong with my alliums? I'm like, Nothing.
That's
This
how
is
they
just
are.
what they do.
Okay.
So I think we should start placing
Do it.
and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay. So friends, this is like the perfect ideal of a fall edit. We have done our garden walk. We've taken our notes. We've assessed what's worked, what hasn't worked, areas we've wanted to improve. We've already gotten plants in the ground. Oh my gosh. Okay, coming up on the Bloomin' Easy channel, I did some containers because you know I can't like resist a container. And also, secret surprise, there's more bulbs in there. And then we planted almost 200 bulbs today. I have to say, like, really good job. Good job. I feel like this garden is almost officially ready for bed. If I was to give you any homework, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
I would say my homework assignment for you would be to just rake up a bunch of leaves and mulch everybody in and leave as many seed heads as possible, because I know our birds and our little invertebrates will be so happy in the winter months with tons of space to take refuge and munch from.
Oh, I'm so excited. And we can absolutely do that. Homework is accepted.
Okay.
I'm an A+ student.
Okay, I can't wait for video evidence. Oh my gosh, this has been so fun. Thank you for having me back again.
Oh, thank you so much for coming back up. And we are so excited for spring.
All right, Miss Maddie.
Yeah.
We've showcased so many gorgeous plants over my time here. So how can people find them? How can people find you?
Absolutely. So if you're looking for our plants, head to bloomineasyplants.com, click on Find a Retailer map to find a retailer near you. If you want to see more content of Kate and I, you can check us out on Instagram at Bloomin' Easy. And of course, for all of our care tips, head to our YouTube channel, Bloomin' Easy Plants, to learn how to care for all of these babies every season.
I know, because it's like no use planting a plant if you don't know how to care for it. So awesome, awesome resources. Okay, I will see you. Well, for sure, I'm going to see you in a few months.
Yes.
Just wait and see. And then also spring. I feel like spring, I would love to come up for a visit.
And we would love to come down for a visit if you'll have us.
Oh, yes. Because I have a garden that is currently being renovated.
Yes.
Okay, we get more Maddie Kate collabs. It's all going to be awesome. Thank you so much for coming along on another garden adventure. I'll see you in the next one. And in the meantime, as always, say hello to your garden for me. Bye. So I just finished filming and I've got Maddie over there cleaning up and I was like, oh, I just have to run to the restroom. So I've got my power planter. You guys, look at the bulbs I found at the nursery. Canadian, eh? Okay, so this is going to be hilarious. So I found a Bloomin' Easy sign. It's over my right shoulder over there. So I'm just gonna sneak over and throw them all on the ground. And so the whole team gets a giant surprise from me come springtime. You saw nothing.